Tonight's Soundcheck concert, as well as the Blue Cafe, Summer Theater Week, and the Free Summer Sounds concerts, are all presented thanks to generous donations to the Community Arts Fund. Thank you. You can donate when you buy your ticket on the website or by dropping dollars in the bucket, as you saw earlier. We just really appreciate your donations. We have some great events coming up: the Camden Conference, Michelle Foster's Welcome Home, the Legacy of Carole King, the Cabin Fever Film Festival, Dan Pasmato's St. Patrick's Concert, and the Mallet Brothers, and a few more. If you want to check anything out, go to our website at camdenoperahouse.com, and you can buy tickets to see these events there. We would love to see you again. We couldn't put on shows like this without the support of our community partners. So tonight's show is sponsored by Cat and Bob at the Blackberry Inn, and we would love to give them a round of applause. Thank you. Tonight, we are excited to welcome an award-winning and Grammy-nominated singer-songwriter and her wonderful trio from Boston, Massachusetts. Please welcome Rachel Sumner and the Traveling Light.
When I was a cowboy out on the western plain, when I was a cowboy out on the western plain, well, I made me $500,000 just pulling on the bridle rein. Come and cow-cow-yippee, cow-cow-yippee-yi. Come and cow-cow-yippee, cow-cow-yippee-yi. Oh, the hardest battle ever on the western plain. Oh, the hardest battle ever on the western plain. When me and a bunch of cowboys ran into Jesse James. Come and cow-cow-yippee, cow-cow-yippee-yi. Come and cow-cow-yippee, cow-cow-yippee-yi. Well, me and a bunch of cowboys ran into Jesse James. Me and a bunch of cowboys ran into Jesse James, and those bullets started flying like a hot night summer rain. Come and cow-cow-yippee, cow-cow-yippee-yi. Come and cow-cow-yippee, cow-cow-yippee-yi. Oh, rode up to my gal's house. She was in a rocking chair. I rode up to my gal's house. She was in a rocking chair, and she said, "Oh, Western cowboy, please don't you leave me here. Come and cow-cow-yippee, cow-cow-yippee-yi. Come and cow-cow-yippee, cow-cow-yippee-yi." Well, now if your house catches fire and there ain't no water around, if your house catches fire and there ain't no water around, throw your baby out the window, let the doggone house burn down. Come and cow-cow-yippee, cow-cow-yippee-yi.
Thank you so much. Hello, everybody. How are you doing, Camden, Maine? It is a thrill to be back in Camden. This is our first time here in the Opera House, though, and my gosh, what a beautiful space. We are Rachel Sumner and Traveling Light. We are based in Boston, and that first one was a Lead Belly song. This next one is one that I wrote, and it's for anyone who likes yodeling songs and anyone who likes sleeping in. The Venn diagram. So if you match both of those, this is for you. This is called Yodelay. Noon is pushed through curtain cracks and lies here on the sheets, illuminating empty space where someone used to be, spinning till the band played one last song, pulling down the night into the dawn. A boot lies on the bedroom floor. I dropped it with my guard. The other one is on the stairs, or maybe in the yard. Toe to toe, breaking in our souls, dancing close and letting go. I could lay here all day. I could lay here all day. Go to lay here all day. The candle on my one-night stand is just a pile of wax. I can't recall the things I said, but I don't want them back. Candle in the night shines like a sun. Nothing left but smoke when morning comes. I could lay here all day. I could lay here all day. You to lay here all day. Noon pushed through the curtain crack, kissing everything. I've made out a life I love by living in between. Oh, is there ever really a last song? There'll always be a next one, just a question of how long. I so much. On the bass, we have the wonderful Emma Turoff sitting in with us. This is our first time playing with Emma, and it's so exciting. You might have seen some photos of us, and there's a dude in the band usually, and he couldn't make it today. So we're very grateful to have an all-girl band for the first time. Speaking of ladies, this is a song about a lady I saw in a painting. She was gorgeous, and she had in her hand the severed head of a man. And I was intrigued. Turns out her name is Judith. She has a whole story that nearly made it into the Bible, but it was a little too scandalous for some men, and they ended up relegating her to the Apocrypha. So I wanted to tell her story. This is called the Book of Judith. Hair wild crawling down her collarbone, black ivy sprawling on a wall of stone. Judith uncovered her old vanity, marking the end of her widowing grief. Dust billowed up from the coarse painter's sheet and settled on top of the gold fleur-de-lis that topped off the mirror frame in her face. She opened the armoire and pulled out her lace. Oh, I'd make you a saint if I could. Oh, I'd make you a saint if I could. A king's army keen on destroying her home had cornered her people, they'd nowhere to go, and no one was daring, though all were despairing, all but dear Judith. Men run unfettered through muck and through mire, and some are run through by the sword of desire. And Judith, she knew this, so with wine and spite toward the encampment she ran through the night. Oh, I'd make you a saint if I could. Oh, I'd make you a saint if I Well, Judith's allure was the key to the border, and she made her way to the general's quarters. She offered him secrets, poured wine heavy-handed, and she wore him down just as she planned it. Red was the color of the setting sun. Red, the fine satin dress she had on. Well, red, seeping through where he once lay asleep. And Judith's returning his sword to its sheath. As soon as the cardinal dawn lit her path, she made her way with the crimson-soaked sack, her kith and her kin crowned victory, when she offered the head of their enemy. Oh, I'd make you a saint if I could. Oh, I'd make you a saint. Wallace on the fiddle. We're gonna do a few songs as a duo. Well, as I said, we live in the Boston area, and Boston has some really great music going on in bars and sometimes in people's houses. They invite people to come over for song shares, and everybody's sitting there and taking turns singing old songs. It's really beautiful. You guys have that up here? Yes. Hey, good.
Very good.
We love to hear that. Well, I went to one. Kat invited me to one, and there were some characters there. So I had to write a song about it, and I used all their actual names. It's the deal you make when you're friends with a songwriter. This is called Wallflower. Sweet ounces giving stick and pokes to anyone who asks. Someone else is holding court atop a beer box stack, atop a beer box stack. She's singing from her toes of ships and sailors' woes, of ships and sailors' woes. Fiddle bows get rosined up while Jimmy picks a tune. Chairs are scarce, but Emma put a pallet down for you, a pallet down for you. Sitting knee to knee with strangers sawing strings, with strangers sawing strings. Careful not to knock a glass, bold Archie bolts upright, belts out a brush and crass refrain. The room joins the reprise, the room joins the reprise. He's singing about the lads, the cheeky night they had, the cheeky night they had. Tim catapults into a poem about a pheasant plucker. Such risky rhymes, he must have been a really pleasant fellow, a really pleasant fellow. Will or won't he slip? Tongue twister, tightrope trick, tongue twister, tightrope trick. The revelries and joy are bright in this here dim lit room. When song and throng are right, even we wallflowers will bloom. We wallflowers will bloom.
Thank you.
Well, last summer, we had the great honor of getting to play at the Library of Congress.
The hottest day of the year.
The hottest day of the year.
It's like 104 degrees in Washington, D.C.
We were melting.
It was brutal. Some guy scammed us for ice cream. It was a crazy day. It was a crazy day.
That was after we played the library, though. We were nothing could really bring us down after you play the Library of Congress. We were in a room designed by, which
Eleanor
first?
Roosevelt?
No. Hoover.
Hoover.
Yes,
That sounds right.
I think. Anyway, you never heard a room like that before. This is a close second, actually. It's like strings were made to be played
Yeah.
in those rooms. Anyway, it was really beautiful. I cried a lot, and they let us play original songs, which they don't normally do. They usually just ask you to play songs from the archive, so that was a really big honor. But they did ask us to do half of our set as songs from the archive, and so I fished this one out. This is a song by the great Peggy Seeger. This was written in the 70s. It's called I'm Gonna Be an Engineer. When I was a little girl, I wished I was a boy. I tagged along behind the gang and wore me corduroys. Everybody said I only did it to annoy, but I was gonna be an engineer. Mama told me, can't you be a lady? Your duty is to make me the mother of a pearl. Wait until you're older, dear, and maybe you'll be glad that you're a girl. Dainty as a Dresden statue, gentle as a Jersey cow, smooth as silk, gives creamy milk. Learn to coo, learn to moo. That's what you do to be a lady now. When I went to school, I learned to write and how to read, some history, geography, photography and home economy. Typing is a skill that every girl is sure to need to while away the extra time until the time to read. And then they had the nerve to say, what would you like to be? I said, I'm gonna be an engineer. No, you only need to learn to be a lady. The duty isn't yours for to try and run the world. An engineer could never have a baby. Remember, dear, that you're a girl. She's smart for a woman. I wonder how she got that way. You get no choice, you get no voice. Just stay mum, pretend you're dumb. That's how you come to be a lady today. Then Jimmy come along and we set up a conjugation. We were busy every night with love and recreation. He spent the day at work so he could get his education. Oh, now he's an engineer. He says, I know you'll always be a lady. It's the duty of my darling to love me all her life. Could an engineer look after or obey me? Remember, dear, that you're my wife. Well, as soon as Jimmy got a job, I began again. Been happy at my turret lathe a year or so, and then the morning that the twins were born, Jimmy says to them, kids, your mother was an engineer. You owe it to the kids to be a lady. Dainty as a dish rag, faithful as a child. Stay at home, you got to mind the baby. Remember, you're a mother now. Well, every time I turn around, it's something else to do. It's cook a meal, mend a sock, or sweep a floor or two. I listen to Jimmy Young, it makes me want to spew. I was gonna be an engineer. Don't I really wish that I could be a lady? I would do the lovely things that a lady's supposed to do. I wouldn't even mind if only they would pay me. And I could be a person too. What price for a woman? You can buy her for a ring of gold. To love and obey without any pay, you get a cook and a nurse, for better or worse. You don't need a purse when the lady is sold. Ah, but now the times are harder and my Jimmy's got the sack. I went down to Vickers, they were glad to have me back. Well, I'm a third-class citizen, my wages tell me that. And I'm a first-class engineer. The boss, he says we pay you as a lady. You only got the job 'cause I can't afford a man. With you I keep the profits high as maybe. You're just a cheaper pair of hands. You got one fault, you're a woman. You aren't worth the equal pay. A bitch or a tart, you're nothing but heart. Shallow and vain, you got no brain. You even go down the drain like a lady today. Well, I listened to my mother and I joined a typing pool. I listened to my lover and I put him through a school. But if I listen to the boss, I'm just a bloody fool and an underpaid engineer. I've been a sucker ever since I was a baby. As a daughter, as a wife, as a mother and a dear. But I'll fight them as a woman, not a lady. I'll fight them as an engineer. Thank you. Let's do If You Love Me. Well, we put out our first record back in 2022, and it's called Rachel Sumner and Traveling Light. We've got vinyl and CDs in the lobby. And this next one comes from that first record. This is one that I co-wrote with Johnny Cash, although he didn't know that we wrote a song together. This is a poem that he wrote that didn't have any music, and it really jumped out at me. So I set it to music. This is called If You Love Me. Here we go. Oh. There you go.
makes you any worth of this very terminal earth, and the satellite that glows at night above me won't bear upon my mind, but concerning humankind, I won't care if you're there and if you love me. A seed must die, know, before a plant can grow. And so did I, before I'd let you go. Again, the sun may rise, burn through yellow skies, but I'll see it through your blue eyes if you love me. I'll see it in your eyes, if it's true or if it lies. I'll feel it if it's real, if you love me. So let the cold wind blow, let the seasons come and go, let you come to my arms if you love me. Thank you.
Just like Johnny would have done it.
Well, this next song is based on a true story. This is the story of the Radium Girls, who were a group of women in the early 1900s who worked in factories, mostly along the East Coast. And they were essentially poisoned by their employers. They worked with a paint that would glow in the dark, and the paint had radium in it. And back then, it wasn't very well known that radium was dangerous, although a few people did know, come to find out. And so their employers instructed these women to take their paintbrushes and lip dip paint. So they were putting paint into their mouths over and over and over all day long. As you can imagine, many women got sick. Many women unfortunately passed. But a brave few took those factories to court to prove that they knowingly told them something that was very harmful. After a very long case, they won, and that became the basis of OSHA and many labor laws that are in place today that are in jeopardy currently. So I feel like this song is really important to remember their story and to protect our workers. So I wrote them a song because I didn't learn about them until 2019, which was about 100 years after the fact, which felt very shameful. So this is their story. This is called Radium Girls, Curie Eleison. In the days when Rosie beckoned girls to join assembly lines, a mixture simply named on dark-made wristwatch faces shine, and women with star-spangled hearts sat faithfully in rows, bent to help the boys entrenched stave off those dark shadows. Day by day they all were tasked to paint 200 dials with brushes made of camel hair and radium dust in vials. The numbers on the clocks were painted dainty, slim and slight, so the girls were taught to use their lips to point the bristles tight. The taste was a little foul, but no one really seemed to mind. The pay was more than 3 times what a girl back then could find. Radium was championed, a newfound fount of youth, and the few who knew the dangers kept the public from the truth. For a time each painter prospered, though the work they did was tough, and were delighted when they'd clock out covered in the magic stuff. They'd decorate their drabbest dresses, paint skins so they'd sparkle. No earthly sight quite like a glowing angel in the darkness. Curialism. Even lights that shine the brightest will eventually dim, but you never do expect it just as someone's life begins. As each timepiece passed through nimble fingers, painters dreamed and planned, though they had in fact so very little time left on their hands. Soon these young girls ached as if they'd aged for 80 years, and radiating pain turned into radiating fear. Doctors did their best to treat an unknown malady, but no remedy could keep those bodies from unraveling. So aching turned to limping, and sore mouths began to bleed. Then jaws began to break, and smiles gave way to crumbling teeth. Families became buried beneath doctor bills and loans, and grief like radium began to settle in their bones. Curialism. To have so many sick at once seemed no coincidence, but the company confronted had maintained its innocence. Yet they'd secretly received results that told a different story, and they knew despite their lies that they were liable for the suffering. Those who had enlisted ladies to leave luminescent marks were now working overtime to keep them in the dark. Not a single protocol was changed at all, though there was danger, and ailing workers failing fast were easily exchanged for healthy younger women, unsuspecting and naive, who craved to carve their own piece of the great American dream. Nothing pierced those stone hearts fortified by corporate greed, even when the women's own hearts one by one had ceased to beat. Curialism. I wish that I could tell you that somebody'd found a cure,
Or that when the court case first came round, the crime was answered for. These women walked among the living, having one foot in the grave. Still they used what fight that they had left so others could be saved. To this day no one can say how many lives were lost. Had they been sooner taken seriously, it might have cut the cost. You may claim women have been long since elevated in this world, but how can that be? Our ashes still speak louder than our words. Thank you so much. We're going to bring Emma back. Hello. And there's nothing as heavy as that from here on out. It's all uphill. How are you folks doing tonight? Thank you so much for coming out. I know the desire to hibernate is strong. And so it means the world that you come out and see live music. We're happy that you're here. Anybody remember operators, when you could call and talk to an operator? Oh yeah. Personally, I don't, but I liked to imagine somebody just being so lonesome that the only person they could call was the operator. So that I wrote a song about that. This is called Hello, Operator. Hello, operator, please connect me to a line of someone who can help this darling pal of mine. Sure, you wouldn't know it if you saw the state he's in, but my baby is the best damn lover that my heart could win. And I can't say what's wrong with him, but I know that he ain't right. Wonder, could you tell me where he goes so late at night? Help me, operator, help me answer why my baby's looking down at the door all the time. I wish, operator, how I wish that I knew somebody else I could share these troubles to. No, I wouldn't say that he's treated me unkind, but I can't help but think he's got leaving on his mind. Well, I'm no good at riddles and worse at reading signs. Wonder, is it worth all these tears I cry? It's a shame, operator, he can't look me in the eye. My baby's looking down at the door all the time. Well, I did not see a label, I heard no timer chime. The expiration date did not catch my eye. How was I to know that love had printed so fine? My baby's looking down at the door. My baby's looking down at the door. My baby's looking down at the door all the time. Thank you. I'm so sorry I lied to you.
It
It does get heavy. But here's some laughter before. Okay, how many of you like bluegrass? Yeah, some bluegrass fans. We love bluegrass.
And I was introduced to bluegrass when I came to college, and I fell in love, like so many people, with Bill Monroe's voice and his songwriting. And I was trying to learn everything I could. I read a book called Can't You Hear Me Calling? Great book. And in it, Bill Monroe talks about how every song that he writes is a true life blues. And it's so sad. There are some really sad bluegrass songs. And it made me feel a mixture of sadness, because, oh my God, what a life. But also, it made me feel some comfort, because he was able to put his sorrow into a beautiful vessel that has resonated with so many people, like yourselves. And we're still singing his songs to this day. So I wanted to try my hand at writing my own true life blues. So I wrote a song about a very difficult time in my family's life. And this is called Bankman Blues. I came home to paper on the doormat of our porch. Said, pack your bags and sweep the floors. You don't own this anymore. Since you can't pay the money back we gave you years ago, the bank man is gonna take your home. Well, my good-for-nothing father left my mama on her to feed a hungry family and pay off the loan. She loved me so, but you can't live on love alone. The bank man is gonna take our home. We took all that we could carry from that dusty little house. They notified and justified it and showed us the way out. On Christmas Eve, we stood in the street and watched them change the lock. And every single memory washed like drawings made of chalk. And I can't help but think all I gotta do is Thank you. Okay, now it goes up. But we've only got 2 songs left, so you guys have been a wonderful audience. I just want to let you know that we've got some merch for sale, some CDs, vinyl, as I said before, some T-shirts, very soft. There are some matches, if you like that, a little traveling light. And there's a QR code that if you scan that and sign up for the mailing list, you can take home a free sticker. So no excuse not to come say hi. We'll be out there. We'd love to say hi. And Kat just put out a record 2 weeks ago, and it's beautiful. And it's actually out in the lobby as well. It's called Grand Design.
Thank you.
She also has some stickers and accoutrement. So we'd love to say hi. This next song, I started to listen to a lot of Kate Bush recently, and I really loved the fact that she talked about periods in such an eloquent way. And I was like, people don't sing about periods enough. Like, over half the population experiences them or has experienced them, and so this is my addition to the period oeuvre. This is called Wineapple Rind. are painters in the stairway, and they'll work a week or so. Some are visited by aunts or communists in the gazebo. Is it just propriety or fear of rightly naming things? We give a sense of sorcery to what we leave unsaid, and we can move the menses with some herbs that stir the senses, part the Red Sea, make us ready to leave motherhood. I am tied to the moon, charting a life, reading the runes, drawing the knife, cutting the roots for the midwife, arrowing you, wine apple rinds, clearing the room, spotting the right time for me. The fruit that Eve had eaten cast her out of good old Eden. So too was dear Persephone's sweet tooth, rewarded soul. Within a pomegranate, we see life and death both granted. Well, at least the view is beautiful. If we gotta fall, I am tied to the moon, charting a life, reading the runes, drawing the knife, cutting the roots for the midwife, arrowing you, line apple line, clearing the room, spotting the right time for me. Well, Hildegard von Bingen listed botanicals to bring in to relieve a woman's burden. And she's as saintly as they come, but those wombless men in Washington have said the burden lies with them. We sigh and wait while they side with Wade, but I'm not theirs to hold. I am tied to the moon, charting a life, reading the runes, drawing the knife, cutting the roots for the midwife, arrowing you, line apple line, clearing the room, spotting the right. Tied to the moon, charting a life, reading the runes, drawing the knife, cutting the roots for the midwife, arrowing you, line apple line, clearing the room, spotting the right time for me. Thank you.
Thank you for the pink.
Yeah, thank you for the pink. And thanks, Seth, for doing sound. It sounds amazing in here. And everybody at the Camden Opera House, Ashley for running things, and Dave for getting the news out. Such kind folks up here. And the Blackberry Inn, oh my gosh. They apparently are closed, and they opened up specially for us. We feel very lucky. It's gorgeous. So thank you guys for making this happen. We'll do one more for you and send you on your way. This was my summer project last year. You'll see. Okay. Thank you guys once again for coming. How about it for Kat Wallace on the fiddle? Emma Turoff on the bass. My name is Rachel Sumner, and we are Rachel Sumner and Traveling Lights. I was toting my bag along the dusty Winnemucca Road when along came a semi with a high-end canvas-covered load. If you're going to Winnemucca Mac with me, you can ride. So I climbed into the cab and then I settled down inside. He asked me if I'd seen a road with so much dust and sand, and I said, listen, I've traveled every road in this here land. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I breathe mountain air, man. Travel, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Reno, Chicago, Fargo, Minnesota, Buffalo, Toronto, Winslow, Sarasota, Wichita, Tulsa, Ottawa, Oklahoma, Tampa, Panama, Manitowoc, Plum, Bangor, Baltimore, Salvador, Amarillo, Tuckerville, America, I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I breathe mountain air, man. Travel, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Boston, Charleston, Dayton, Louisiana, Washington, Houston, Kingston, Texarkana, Monterey, Faraday, Santa Fe, Tuscaloosa, Glen Rock, Black Rock, Little Rock, Opelousas, Tennessee, Hennessy, Chicopee, Spare Lake, Grand Lake, Devils Lake, Pear Lake, for Pete's sake. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I breathe mountain air, man. Travel, I had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Louisville, Nashville, Knoxville, Openbuck, Shefferville, Jacksonville, Waterville, Costa Rica, Pittsfield, Springfield, Bakersfield, Shreveport, Hackensack, Cadillac, Fond du Lac, Davenport, Idaho, Jellicoe, Argentina, Diamondina, Pasadena, Cadillac, see what I mean? I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I breathe mountain air, man. Travel, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Pittsburgh, Parkersburg, Gravelburg, Colorado, Ellensburg, Rexburg, Vicksburg, Elmore, Livermore, Admore, Haverstraw, Chattanooga, Chaska, Nebraska, Alaska, Opelika, Baraboo, Waterloo, Kalamazoo, Kansas City, Sioux Cedar, Sioux City, Dodge City, Waterbury. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I breathe mountain air, man. Travel, I had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been everywhere. Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful night. One, two, three. Thank you. Thank you. This being a sea town, we'll do a traditional song about the sea, sort of.
About the gift from the sea
Oh, yes.
that we do enjoy.
Okay.
Is that too high? It'll be okay.
It'll be fine.
Okay.
As I went a-walking along a London street, a pretty little oyster girl I chanced upon to meet. I opened up her basket for to have a little peep, and to see if she had any oysters. Oh, oysters, oh, oysters, oh, oysters, cried she. I have the finest oysters that ever you did see. I'll sell them to a penny, I'll give them to you free, for I see you're a lover of your oysters. Oh, landlord, oh, landlord, oh, landlord, I cried. Have you got a little room? What's handy by your side? You see, it's for the pretty little oyster girl and me, for I want to have a taste of her oysters. Oh, it hadn't been upstairs but a quarter hour more when the pretty little oyster girl, she opened up the door. She picked all me pockets and down the stairs she tore, and she left me with a dose of the oysters. Oh, landlord, oh, landlord, oh, landlord, I cried. Have you seen the little oyster girl who is sleeping by me side? She picked all me pockets, the landlord just replied, well, you shouldn't be so fond of your oysters. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.